Aloha, this is Steph with Turtle Flow. Welcome to Yogi Tea Time. This is a YouTube live series every other Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it's a time for an afternoon tea break. So today, I have like a lot of lipstick marks all over. Today I'm drinking organic blood orange and Rooibos herbal tea. So cheers. So this is it's from Trader Joe's. And it has organic Rooibos, organic hibiscus, organic rosehip, orange peel, natural flavors, and organic orange oil. So it has a lot of vitamin C, and citrus is very uplifting during the winter season, especially. And it's pretty, has a nice floral flavor as well. So welcome. How are you doing? So I've been having some connection issues, so hopefully this will be working better today. So if you're joining live, please let me know in the live chat. This is Yogi Tea Time, episode 11, and it's on giving. That's the topic. And this is the last Yogi Tea Time of 2020. So I usually do this every other Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But this will be the last one since it's the holidays. And so I'm wishing you all happy holidays. And but I'll be coming back with some full moon. I'll post some videos to help you navigate through the solstice and through the new year. So hello, if you're joining, please let me know in the live chat where you're tuning in from, what tea or coffee you're drinking, or what your favorite coffee or tea is. Hi, Rachel. Are you all settled in North Carolina? Yes. So, I didn't take that much note, but I'm going to be I'm going to start this Yogi Tea Time episode on giving with my favorite quote in relation to giving. And if you have any other favorite quote you would like to share, feel free to write in the live chat. If you're watching this on replay, the best way to do it is just sit, relax with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or even just water, and just write in the comments and just be interactive as if you're still conversating with me. So that way you feel like there's some interaction, even if you're watching it on replay. Yay! Congratulations. Again, sending you lots of positive energy for your new house in the new city. That's such a great time to just settle in, to start this auspicious time of big changes, and beginnings and endings, and just gear up and get ready for the new year as we're shifting, there's a huge energy shift happening. So the quote I wanted to share with you to start this Yogi Time episode, and I'm gonna make it a little more casual. I have some notes of what I wanted to share, but it's just more from my thoughts, and it's not so formatted today. So, which is what I'm visioning for this. So, the quote that I wanted to share is, "Even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, 'You owe me.' Look what happens with that love like that. It lights the whole sky." And that's by Hafiz. I hope I pronounced his name right. And he's a Persian poet. If you have any other favorite quotes in terms of giving, please share either in the live chat or in the comments if you're watching this on replay. So I picked this topic to just wrap up this Yogi Tea Time for this year. And this idea to do this came out in a meditative state, intuitive state. And I was downloaded to call it Yogi Tea Time and just do an afternoon tea break to have this inspiring conversation. And all the topics I've been picking have been done on an intuitive basis, tuning into the collective energy to see what would be most helpful. And the more people that join in, whether it's on replay or on live, and as the time goes, I might change the day I do this, day of the week, or maybe even time, depending on who's joining from where. So, but for now, I started with 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And on Thursdays. So we're wrapping it up with giving because the holiday season is all about the season of giving, and we all get into this spirit of giving. And it's especially special because this whole idea to do this Yogi Tea Time birthed during this quarantine time, this big shift and reset that we've been having that's forced us to go inward and really align with what we're here to do. So I feel like this is part of my calling to do this. And it doesn't matter when you tune in. You could watch all the past episodes at your own convenience. That calls to you. So that's why I have a specific topic, and it doesn't have to be so rigid. The more we move forward with it, it'll be more conversational. Yes, it's a selfless love, definitely. So, so that is one of my favorite quotes. I would have to say the most favorite quote on giving. So I wanted to also share the information on giving from a spiritual perspective, as well as from perspective of being an empath, because most of my content are geared towards supporting empaths, be creative and own the emotions that oftentimes we're not allowed to feel. And so a lot of the topics that I've covered during this Yogi Tea Time are related to those topics. So you definitely want to give from pure joy from your heart without expectations or motives and not so calculated. And it's a common sense. A lot of the things I'll be sharing are common sense and that we all know, but sometimes we just need a reminder. And the biggest thing for empath is that empaths tend to be overgivers by nature. And definitely, I've always been an overgiver most of my life. And as you learn to set boundary as an empath, you also learn to receive more. So that's another work. And also it's tied with self-worth. The more you cultivate self-love, you're also not just giving from joy, but you're also receiving with joy without being burdened to feel like you have to return. And be very calculated about that balance of give and return. And the most important point about giving from perspective of empath is that you want to give from overflow. So when you don't have enough for yourself, especially with financially, you don't want to be just donating money that you don't have and then feel very depleted. And same goes with your time and the energy that you give. And more, I'm really valuing time and energy more so than even the financial over money. But definitely we want to be abundant, opening to have that nice flow between giving and receiving. And there are definitely, and then just trust that, especially once we move and ascend to the higher consciousness, that we're not even going to be thinking about who's giving and who's receiving. Everything just kind of balances out and you just do it from your heart and you don't really think about it. And everyone will be in that abundance energy. But at this moment, there are definitely takers, and a lot of times empaths attract those takers. They're manipulative and they just take without giving. And it's done in a very calculated, manipulative way with an intention to take. Oftentimes there are narcissists, but at this point in the energetic shift we're going, we also want to stay from labeling people as such. So giving, one of my favorite books growing up regarding giving is The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. And I came across this book when I was in ESL in 6th grade. And it's one of the books that I read to learn English. And at that time, I saw it as the most beautiful, self-sacrificing book on giving. And for the longest time, that was my favorite book on giving. And I always thought it was just the most beautiful story about giving and being very selfless. Just like the quote that I shared in the beginning. However, when the sun shines its light on the earth doesn't really deplete from the sun. However, in the story of Giving Tree, the tree was completely dismantled. And the more work you do on self-worth and balancing out this giving and receiving and not being such an overgiver, you still want to give from the heart and from the right energy of overflow. you don't want it to be like a sacrificial to that point where you're completely stripped and depleted of everything. And that's what the giving tree actually ends up being. And the boy just takes and takes and takes. So then now, when I look at it, it's a completely different story. And I just think it's very interesting that what was once seen as being like the most beautiful story on giving ends up being not the beautiful story you thought, and how the perception changes as you do the work. And so when I did some research, there's a very divided group between people who really love the book, people who hate the book. So let me know if you have read The Giving Tree. I think almost everybody has. It's a very cute illustrated children's book. And then I will share the cover, which I'm sure most people have seen. So that is the book cover of Giving Tree. So let me know if you've read it and whether you love it or you are in the group that thinks it's not a good book to read. So some opinions are that this book encourages selfishness, narcissism, and codependency. Also, there are environmental activists that are very appalled by how the pillaging of the tree. And the author is Shel Silverstein. Even the author of the book says it's just a relationship between two people. One gives and the other takes. It's about a boy and a tree. It has a pretty sad ending. And that's from the author. You have never read it? Well, it's a very short children's book, and every page has this beautiful illustration. So it's definitely worth checking out, and I'd be interested to see what you think. It won't even take you that long to read it. All right, so I'm going to go back to that. And it's actually almost 60 years old since it's been published. I think it had a 50th anniversary on 2014. And if you have any favorite books on giving, the topic of giving, if you have any other books that you recommend, I would love to know. So please share in the chat or in the comment the title and the author of your favorite book on giving. Yes, we meet people that just take, and not even realize it. That's when self-love, self-worth comes in. You have to recognize it and say no more. And some people need to be shown Okay. So I don't want to dwell so much on that, but that's just an aspect because the nature of empaths are overgivers. So that's something I just had to bring up. And just that how the perspective changes, even from a book, going from thinking it's the most beautiful book about giving to seeing it as something that's more selfish and it's more about taker, one-sided taker that's not balanced. And oftentimes, you don't give to receive straight back equal amount from the same person. You give from your heart with joy of what you're overflowing to give, whether it's time, money, or energy. And then oftentimes you get back tenfold from someone else or other sources. And over time, it just balances out. And you don't have to think too much about it. But just be aware that that's the tendency of the empath, and you do have to have discernment to discern when it's just someone that's just a taker, take. And just know that most people feel better giving than receivers. And the true givers do it very quietly and off camera. And a lot of times they even do it anonymously, and they don't want to be shown, look, I'm giving, or they don't go out of their way to try to take credit. And as I've mentioned, time and presence, especially nowadays in this world of social media and everyone being so distracted with the phones, I feel that time and presence is the most precious gift that you can give to someone, more so than presents and material things. And it's that energy and intention that you really put when you're giving that also makes a huge difference. So when someone really gives from that space of love and joy without any expectations, and especially from someone who's very highly developed spiritually and energetically, who works with energy. So one of my soul brother, my spiritual teacher for the past 2 years is Feel Good Life. And he is very dedicated and walks the talk of what he preaches and teaches. And he's definitely gets all his information authentically downloaded to him. And after I did my Reiki level 2 attunement, and right when I got the certification, because you have to go through, with my teacher, you have to go through like a 30-day of clearing every year of your past from the day you were born until now, and do specific distance healing to the past. And once I've done that, I just authentically ran into Feel Good, and our paths aligned. So we became little more than an acquaintance, and he's someone I discovered on YouTube and started watching his teaching about 2-3 weeks before. I actually just had a synchronistic run-in with him, and our schedules always aligned. So I would see him every Monday at this coffee shop So I met him through coffee. And I think the second or third time I ran into him, he offered to buy me coffee. And it's just the energy he put, and I kind of hesitated because I'm always like, that's still, I'm working on the receiving part. So he's very highly intuitive. He can read people's energy really well. So he could sense it right away. So when I was hesitating the first few seconds, he's like, receive, receive, receive to me. But it's just the energy he put into buying that one cup of coffee. Because I'm also very sensitive energetically, I really felt that love and the energy of giving he infused into this, buying me this cup of coffee. And I've never felt such a powerful energy of giving like that before, that it almost like, it really like expanded my heart, and it allowed me to really open to receive more. And I was like tearing up from being touched. So it was a very powerful experience that I wanted to share with you. So now, like when I'm giving, I even take it next level to really pour that energy of love and giving into it. I've always done that, but not to that level. So that was like something like 10th level that I hope everybody gets to experience at least once in their lifetime. And I try to do that even through these videos when I send distance Reiki to everyone, and any information I share, the time that I'm putting into these, and just showing up regardless of who is here. And just knowing that time and space is not linear. So, whoever's meant to see this, that can benefit from it, will see it just at the right time. So that's the space I'm coming with. So I just wanted to share that with you, and hope that will create that chain reaction for you to also infuse that type of love and energy of giving into anytime you give something to someone. So let me know what is your style of giving style, if you have one, or how you would describe. And if you have any favorite memories of giving or receiving, let me know in the comments, in the live, or in the live chat if you're watching this live, or in the comments. And we're in this season of giving during this holiday season. So more people attuned to the season of giving, and giving to especially the less fortunate. So of course, if you're better off than someone, you always want to give whatever you can to help someone else. But always do it from at least this feeling and energy of fueling your cup first. So if you're also an overgiver, take a moment to really see how you can open up more to receive. And some cultures are more into very calculating. As soon as someone gives you something, you have to give back in that equal amount. And definitely a lot of Asian cultures have that. So, I had to really deprogram myself from that type of energy. Because when you do that too much, then you actually align more with lack, energy of lack, affecting your root chakra. So I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. I want to keep this pretty short and not too overloaded with information. And for me, also, the most beautiful gift that I receive is unconditional love from my dogs. So it doesn't always have to be with people. And I also teach yoga with dogs as a way to give back all the attention and loyalty the dogs give us, so that we carve out a time where we give them undivided attention to give back with gratitude all the unconditional love, attention, and loyalty that they give to us. And we always want to give to Mother Earth and take care of Mother Earth so that we are supported abundantly. And the more we give to Mother Earth and take care of the earth, she will provide us with a lot of abundance, with resources. I know the animals are the best, right? They're definitely pure love, and they give without expecting anything. So that's pretty much all I have to share about giving. So I hope you have a safe and healthy holiday season. And if you're going to go out and shop, I think most people are doing online shopping. And oftentimes there are so many deals. I always end up buying more for myself when I'm shopping for gifts. But less and less, even with my family, we do more of a secret Santa. So instead of getting everybody gifts, you just get one. Make it more simple. And it's more about sharing time. So if you have any requests for any topics you would like me to cover, I will be back next year with more Yogi Tea Time. So I'm going to keep this going in 2021. But I wanted to give you guys time to just celebrate the holidays. And it's time to really just slow down. I know it's been challenging for a lot of us, but we definitely have to take some time to rest more, eat good food, and just be in that space of joy and give and receive from the heart without thinking too much. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, especially like housewarming gift. You're the one who moved. So you definitely don't have to give them anything. You can just have a nice like open house party and invite a few people and just give them time and, you know, share some good food with them. That's how you can give them back. So, yeah, part of receiving is as important. Learning to receive is really important. And that I'm just starting to do the last few years, so it takes time, especially for sensitive people, empaths. And if you're just used to giving, and also women are more conditioned to give. Yes, rest is very important. So, this whole year has been about giving this time of stillness and rest so we can really tune in and align with our higher purpose. And instead of doing things just for money, giving us that courage, everything just gets stripped away, so you don't have any choice but to just follow your passion, your dream, your dharma, your purpose. So I'm definitely going to cover this topic of purpose probably to start the year. But right now, you just want to rest, tune in, journal, and just do things that nurture your inner child, your joy. Watch some holiday movies and that you enjoy. You can have a few, sweets or whatever desserts that you always deny yourself, and giving of yourself much love and care. That's part of also giving. And then you can give from overflow, and you're also opening to receive. So I'm so glad that you joined me, Rachel. I'm happy that everything worked out with your move and you're all settled in at your new place. And I wish you nothing but amazing abundance and for more movement with your new business that you're setting. And so I'm going to be sending you a lot of positive energy. Thank you always for supporting me and this channel and always showing up. Wishing you a happy holiday, happy new year. So again, I'm going to be coming back for full moon. I think it's like the 30th or something like that. So there's going to be one more full moon before the end of the year. I'm not doing anything special on the solstice, but I'll have a video that's going to help you to be in silence through the solstice. And then I'm going to have an online product, a chair yoga sequence. So if you have any questions or anything you want to share regarding giving, let me know in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up. So I always intended to have this go about 30-40 minutes, and I've been going an hour. So, which is fine. I don't mind. I just don't want people to think it's too long. Yes, and then I'm gonna have some announcements, and I'm definitely gonna be focusing a lot on YouTube, especially this channel. I have a Doga channel as well, but I decided I'm just gonna put more focus on this channel first, and then once it grows to a certain amount, then I'll also divide some time between the Doga channel and this one. So have a great evening. Just keep practicing extreme self-care. And it seemed like this live worked out okay today without too many pauses. So have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. Happy holidays. And I will see you for the full moon, and I will be posting one more video. I'll be posting more short videos and guided meditations, but live-wise, I'm probably going to just have one more for the full moon at the end of December. So sleep well and go within and find your inner sparkle. Thank you. Namaste. So I forgot to. So make sure you subscribe, like, or comment if you're watching this on replay. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're on Instagram, I'm at Turtle Flow Yoga, so you can also join me there. If you want a guided meditation, Yoga Nidra, to overcome fear to love, then I have Yoga Nidra, free Yoga Nidra guided meditation to download at my website, turtleflowyoga.com. And be safe, be healthy, and see you at the next video or next live. Bye.